So one of the things I really like doing is taking public domain copyright-free images and turning them into little modern day animated GIFs or little short animations like the one you're seeing here. I've always found these images really difficult to color in Photoshop, so I used Adobe Firefly to do it for me, and it's created an amazing job. Just use it as a reference image, did the same with the toy robot, and voila. So then I added the rocket scene into Photoshop and split it up, so I've got the rocket as a separate layer, the moon as a separate layer, and added in the toy robot so that that's also a separate layer. But I want to be able to have different versions of the toy robot and the rocket, and I can do this in Photoshop Beta with the new rotate tool. And in Adobe Fresco, if I create some new motion layers, I can edit those directly into Photoshop. So this is a really valuable trick to be able to do, a little tip that I use quite a few times because I want to be able to use the rotate tool, rotate the robot, rotate the rocket, and then bring it back into Fresco so I can start animating again. Fantastic. So I'm using that Adobe Fresco file back in Photoshop Beta, and I'm able to use the beta version of the rotate tool. And it's really good because I can just press transform or Control T, and I get this option to rotate my object. In this instance, it's the toy robot. And then I can just do some layers, some empty layers, so that I can flatten the image, and I've got lots of different rotation views of that toy robot ready to put into Fresco. So when you're looking at Adobe Fresco files in Photoshop, the motion layers are smart layers, so you can open them up in their own window. And all I have to do then is copy all the robot layers and the rocket layers and just paste them into the motion group. And I'm doing that for both the robot and the rocket. And you can see here then that once I do that, you're getting all the rockets and you're getting all the robots. And then all you have to do is save it again, and when you open in Fresco, it'll be ready. So now when I open that file in Fresco, I can see the motion layers with all the robots and the rockets that I just added in Photoshop Beta. And that's a really good tip to be able to do it as a good workaround. And in the immortal words of Blue Peter, here's one I prepared earlier in Fresco. I've just used a slightly different coloured version of the toy robot, but essentially it's the same sort of animation. And I've used the pose tool, which is a really good feature in Fresco, to give it that sort of bounce movement. And you can see that it jumps onto the rocket and pushes it up. And now I'm going to pulsating moon. I've got some birds, which are just little line drawings made out of 2 or 3 frames. And I've got some stars in the background. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. And that Photoshop Beta was a really good workaround. And I think it's a good tip for the future going forward. I just hope they do what they do in Illustrator, and you'll be able to export all your rotations in one go, which will be very helpful. So enjoy experimenting. It's great fun.